The views of the guest are that of the guests and do not represent nor reflect the views and opinions of the Lockoutmen channel, the Recruiter Call channel, nor its host. This site content is for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only.
Well, drivers, I was hit with this question in the email. A viewer of the channel, thank you for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Asked us to do an episode on what happened to the variant ambassadors. The ones that was making buku money while they was with Variant at the time. I said about a couple of top paying drivers was on YouTube promoting the company heavy. One of them drivers saw the writing on the wall. They left to start another business only to come back to the company and then leave again. While there was another ambassador that clearly made like close to 150K, maybe more. Crazy, right? So as you guys know, the trucking industry is a brutal place. Companies rise and fall all the time. But what happened with Variant was very different. U.S. Xpress promised to change the game with automation and a tech-driven fleet. But instead, it became a cautionary tale of overpromising and underdelivering. From drivers' complaints to a controversial referral program, Variant's ambitious plan collapsed, leaving thousands of drivers wondering what went wrong and why did Swift Knight had to step in.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for listening. And today, we're just going to talk about one of the biggest failures in modern trucking. Variant. Y'all remember that? The offspring of U.S. Xpress, sister company that offered a modern take on trucking. No more human interactions. Everything was automated. Everything ran through an algorithm. Didn't even have to worry about dispatchers no more. Right? A company that started with massive promises but ended up in chaos. If you were a Variant driver back in the day, then you already know things weren't as smooth as they made it seem. Now, some of you said it was cool. Some of you even said, oh, Variant ain't going nowhere. Some of you even got a tattoo on the back of your neck because you felt Variant was the end-all be-all company, right? But as you all know, things only got worse as the company moved on. So let's rewind to the beginning, shall we? When U.S. Xpress decided they wanted to build a trucking company of the future. Variant was launched by U.S. Xpress as a high-tech trucking division designed to run on AI and automation. The goal, simple. Remove human inefficiencies, use algorithms to optimize loads, and make trucking more profitable for both drivers and the company. They marketed themselves not just another trucking company, offering drivers a better work-life balance, steady miles, and an AI-powered fleet dispatching system that would supposedly keep trucks moving without the usual industry's headaches. Until technology only works if it actually improves operations, and that's where the issues started. Now, at first, Variant attracted a lot of drivers with that premise, also offering an introductory 60 cents per mile. The promise of consistent loads and a modern trucking experience was appealing to you guys. But soon, driver reports started rolling in. You guys were saying loads weren't matching the promise. The AI dispatch system was buggy and unreliable. And you guys also said that you were left out waiting for hours, even days, for the next loadout. That's crazy. Then, of course, came the almighty Ambassador Referral Program, which was supposed to be a game changer for many, which it was. I think it was a game changer for many drivers that participated in that program. But unfortunately, it turned into one of the most controversial and exploited aspects of the company at that time. Now let's talk about one of the most insane parts of Variant's downfall, the Ambassador Program. The idea was simple. Variant launched a massive referral program where drivers, called ambassadors, could bring in new hires and earn bonuses based on the recruits' performances and miles. Sounds great, right? I used to be a driver referral back in the day. I used to promote J&R Schwugel heavy and made a lot of money from it too. I'm just saying. Except it became what many of you said, allegedly, it became a Ponzi scheme style nightmare. Not my words. I'm just saying. Variant drivers could recruit new drivers, and for every recruit, they not only get a bonus for the recruit, but they also get some type of percentage of that driver's miles that they drive. The more recruits, of course, the more money they got. But here's where things got crazy. Some of their top ambassadors made out like fat ass rats, bro. A handful of top ambassadors stopped driving altogether because their referral money was rolling in at an insane levels. Some ambassadors were reportedly pulling in $10K per month just from referrals, and they didn't even have to drive a lick of miles. Now, one of those drivers did say that they made about $100K that particular year, but all that $100K wasn't from driving though. And that's where I stepped in and I was like, look, I see it, I get it. I made close to that just off of referral bonuses alone. But you have to let the people know that they're not going to make that kind of money over there at that company, not by driving by itself anyway. So what you guys were doing, y'all was giving the illusion that the new drivers that y'all was bringing in, you gave them an illusion of they was going to make that kind of money, which obviously they didn't. Now, some of them was under the impression of that, only to find out that they wasn't making no money, not just by driving, but then they had to turn around and start referring people to come to the company. Now, a lot of people, they probably had that skill of the gift of gab to influence somebody to come over to a company, but not everybody had that, and not everybody wanted that. Everybody wanted to just come in, drive, make their money, and go. And unfortunately, by the ambassadors telling them, oh, hey, I'm making this kind of money, I'm making that kind of money, but you're not telling them where that money is coming from until they actually see that you're on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok bragging about where the money came from. Allegedly, one of the drivers supposedly had over 100 recruits up under them, meaning that he was making money off other drivers' miles, allegedly. But while some were stacking the cash, others that was so-called in the ambassador program, they was getting burned. And again, all of this is alleged. So if you were an ambassador or one of the drivers that was trying to be an ambassador, definitely let us know in the comments below so we can get together and talk. They say bonuses were delayed or unpaid for many of them. The program had zero transparency with no way to verify what you was actually owed. And some drivers say they even left the company completely thinking that they was going to make a passive income, only to realize that Variant was crumbling. Now, I don't think they like left the trucking company per se. I think they just stopped driving, thinking that they was just going to make the passive income with the program. At first, it seems like a golden opportunity, which, yeah, all that money that was thrown in your face just to bring in new drivers, hell yeah, that's a golden opportunity. But Variant's financial problems started to show. And of course, the first thing to go was the referral program. Drivers who were expecting big paychecks suddenly got ghosted. Variant stopped responding, according to some of you drivers. The money dried up, and just like that, The program was
He's gone.
It was a feeding frenzy for early adapters, but a disaster for everybody else that was part of that program. U.S. Xpress was already struggling financially, man. Their push to modernize wasn't just about innovation. It was a desperate attempt to save a sinking ship. But with variant hemorrhaging money and drivers leaving in frustration, U.S. Xpress found itself in an impossible situation. So by early 2023, the writing was on the wall. U.S. Xpress was failing. And that's when one of the biggest names in trucking stepped in. I want to know if you guys know what trucking company that is. I'll give y'all a minute right quick. Swift Knight, one of the largest trucking companies in the U.S., acquired U.S. Xpress in a mega deal, $800 million. Knight Swift saw the opportunity to absorb a struggling competitor at a discount.
How can that happen? Well, there's only one way. You see, it was just a matter of time before I, Vince McMahon, bought my competition.
They shut down Variant entirely, dissolving the experiment. Thousands of drivers were left scrambling for new jobs.
Because the fate, the very fate of WCW is in my hands.
Swift Knight is known for efficiency, and they wasted no time removing anything that wasn't profitable.
Me, Vince McMahon. Imagine that. Here I am on WCW television.
So the Variant dream?
He's gone.
Variant had an ambitious goal though, but the technology alone couldn't fix bad management. The AI-powered trucking model wasn't ready. The Ambassador Referral Driver Program was mismanaged and borderline predatory, allegedly. U.S. Xpress ran out of money before they could course correct. And in the end, the drivers paid the price. I'm going to leave this here with you guys. Do you think the Ambassador program was a smart idea that just got mismanaged? Or was it always doomed to fail from the start? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, everybody.